Hi guys, how you doing? Let's talk creatives. So we have a very special guest, Annie, who's a life model. You're an artist too. You're an artist, and you run a creative workshop called. What's the name of the workshop?
Blue Lily Events Co.
Oh, nice, nice. So how long have you been running that workshop for?
So that started about 9 months ago.
9 months ago.
Yeah,
Okay. So
so
how did you? What's that?
not long.
Not long. Okay, okay. So yeah, it's still relatively new. 9 months ain't that long. So so how did you come up with the idea for the workshop?
Because I was involved in so many classes anyway, through modelling for so many classes, um, and then just going to them as an artist myself. And then eventually it was just like, why don't I run my own? And I teach for a company called Art Night Events, and I absolutely fell in love with teaching art workshops then. And then I just wanted to do even more. So, as well as the art nights, I thought I'm just going to start running my own, and then that's how that happened.
Oh, congratulations with that. Wow, that's really cool, man. So were you teaching prior to organizing these workshops?
No,
Okay, cool,
I
cool.
never actually thought I could do that because I'm so bad at speaking in public. I just thought, oh my god, no, 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 no. But kind of just fell into it, and yeah, I'm really glad.
Oh, okay. Oh, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's really good to just challenge yourself, try something new, despite
Yeah,
of
exactly. Do something you're scared of and see what happens.
definitely, definitely. Yeah, that's how I came up with this podcast actually.
Really?
I was always thinking about doing a podcast, and I'll always lay it off. Oh, I need to get this equipment, that equipment, or I need to pay this sound engineer.
Yeah, yeah.
But I just thought to my like this situation with the global pandemic or lockdown, whatever. It just pushed I just thought to myself, mate, fuck it, just do it.
It's the perfect time, yeah. And
The
if not
perfect.
now, when? There's always going to be something that pops up. So,
Definitely, yeah, definitely, yeah. So I've done a few episodes so far. You know, they've been really interesting. Really, I've
I like
spoken to a
the
lot of.
previous.
What's that?
I really like the previous ones.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Yeah. So yeah, I just set up this platform for people to just share like what's going on with them. To be totally honest, that's the key.
Yeah,
That's the nucleus of the whole thing. You know, just meet for me to meet creative people and for creative people just to share, you know, what they're doing. And that's pretty much it. You know, just something creative, like positive, hopefully inspirational and educational, like for people watching. That's pretty much it. So
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 good.
yeah. Yeah, so for the obviously for the obvious key big looming topic, COVID-19, this lockdown. How have you been dealing with it yourself, Annie?
So frustrating not being able to use my studio. So that's quite sad. And I can make ceramics here, but I can't fire them. I can't glaze them. So that's kind of a bummer. Um, but however, there are a lot of positives to this. So I can't make my ceramics, but I can now start focusing on the design of my website and start writing my blogs. And I can start thinking about more art classes, coming up with new ideas. And I'm modelling from home as well and starting to run Zoom art classes. So it's given me a push in a really great way to do things that I did think of before, and I hadn't got round to them yet because I was busy or making excuses or whatever. Um, so yeah, I'm really happy to have the chance to be able to do the other things that I push aside usually. And as much as I love doing my ceramics, I also really enjoy painting and illustrating, which is something that I only do if I've got nothing else on. So now I've been painting and drawing so much, and it's been really nice. But yeah, I'm quite a sensitive person, so I'm I feel like I'm picking up on like the global anxiety. So I definitely don't feel as calm. Well, I'm sure no one does, but like as calm as I usually do. But I'm just making sure that I'm taking the time to have a quiet space just for me, just for reading. Nothing else is going on, meditating, walking around in nature, and just, yeah, looking after myself a little bit more than I would usually.
No, that sounds really good. That sounds really sensible and super like useful tips for anyone else out there like struggling with this situation. Yeah. So you mentioned you had a studio for your ceramics.
Mm-hmm.
So how long have you been doing that for?
I've been a part of this studio since October, and it's basically my second home. I absolutely love it there. It's just so peaceful. Sometimes when you go in, all you can hear is the sound of the wheels and the water on the clay, and it's just like heaven. Lovely.
Nice. So what do you make? Like just like pots and cups and jars and all that?
Yeah, I come from a fine art background, so my pots are probably more sculptural than they are functional. But yeah, a lot of coiled pots. I'm a hand builder, so I don't actually use the wheel. But I'm making a lot of bowls, a lot of plates, and I'm using my designs that I've made on my iPad as like paintings and illustrations to then put them on my bowls and plates as well. But yeah, I never actually planned on making functional ware. I just made a bowl as a gift for someone, and it turned out really great and they loved it. And I just thought it would be nice to make some more of those and incorporate the fine art background as well and merge the two together.
Nice, nice. So the website you're working on, would it like what will be featured on your website?
So that one will be mainly for the ceramics, basically. There might be a few paintings on there, but yeah, mainly the sculptural pots and the bowls and plates and everything. And
Oh, nice. Okay.
there'll also be a section, sort of the about me page of my, yeah, basically my background, what's happened in order for me to get to where I am now, and what inspires my designs and stuff like that.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. So do you have a social media for all your projects? So the workshops you've set up, do you have a website for that, or are you on social media for that?
Yeah, I've got a website for that, and Instagram. I've got an Instagram for my art modelling, and I'm working on the Instagram for my ceramics and website as well.
Oh, cool, cool, cool. So besides from the projects you're working on, like, is there anything else you're doing to get by the time you're in this
Um,
job?
so I've actually started to learn skateboarding, and
Oh,
that's
cool,
something that I
cool.
didn't think that I'd be doing. But it's, yeah, that's really nice to do something different, and it's another reason to get outdoors as well. I've got back into yoga, which is so nice. Absolutely love it. And something else, actually, which I recommend for everyone, is I have been doing this dance class at 8 a.m. every Monday to Friday. Um, and it's called Wine, it's called Rise and Wine. And you can copy the instructor, or you can do whatever you want. You can twerk, you can belly dance, you can do the worm if you want to. But it's so nice to roll out of bed at 8 a.m., laugh at yourself, have a dance with everyone else, just move your body, get the blood flowing, and you're constantly smiling as you're doing it. And I can't think of a better way to start the day. So that's been like, it's been great.
So you have to have a glass of wine to start the class.
No, no.
Oh, okay. Well, I've heard rise and wine, so maybe you have to have
Yeah,
a
I
glass.
know that's what I thought at first, right? But
Yeah.
no, I think it's the wine with the H. I think that's how you spell it anyway. But yeah,
Oh, okay.
definitely
Okay.
no alcohol involved.
Okay. Okay. So can you do the worm? yourself?
No,
Oh,
I've got a few friends that can. I think the last time I tried, I just really hurt my chest on the floor, so I won't be attempting that. But I do practice belly dancing, so I'm doing quite a lot of that in the morning.
nice. Oh, nice, nice. How long have you been doing belly dancing for?
Since April. Oh, broke my pen. Since April 2018.
Oh, nice, nice. How did you get into belly dancing? How did you get
I
into it?
really don't know. I've been talking about it since I was a child. I think one day I saw it on TV. Like,
Mm.
that is one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen. And when I was at university, I thought, oh, now would be a good time. Oh no, wait, they're a bit expensive. Maybe when I start working full time, then it'll be a better time then. So when I graduated and got my first full time job, that's when I was like, now is the time. Gonna start dancing properly now. So yeah, I think it's been in my head forever. Every time I've seen it online or on the TV, I just can't believe how beautiful it is. Just women of all shapes and sizes, just incredible. Yeah.
Mm. So you're going to a class for that, a proper class, or were you just self-teaching, self-taught, or?
It was a class, yeah.
Okay, okay. And are you still just teaching yourself now, like, or are you going to online classes for that? Or?
I'm doing the online classes now and trying to teach myself a little bit on YouTube as well.
Okay. Any classes you recommend for anyone out there that wants to get into belly dancing?
Yes, Katie Alice belly dance classes in London. She's really, really great, really patient, and she's on YouTube as well. So.
Oh, the same name. Yeah.
Yeah, what I really like about her is her classes is that um, so we dance each week and make a big choreography, and then we perform it at the end. So you're um, improving and learning, but you're working towards something as well, and that I think pushes you to do it even more, and then you're remembering even more, and it feels so good after that performance. Like, wow, I did that.
Oh, that's good. That's good. So are you like watching movies or reading any books?
I'm not really a TV person. That's not because I disagree with it at all. Um, I can't pay attention to things for that long. But I'm reading this book at the moment that was recommended to me by my boyfriend. It's really nice.
That's the Art of Happiness.
Yeah.
Who's the author?
So I think it's Howard Cutler.
So the lower it down a bit. So the Art of Happiness,
Yeah.
H. Dalai Lama and Howard C. Cutler.
Yeah.
And so what's the book about? What's the book about?
I mean, ultimately, I'm reading this kind of book because we work really hard. We're trying to get from A to B all day. We've got such busy lives here in London, and reading books like this is just about getting back to what's most important, loving each other, quieting the mind, being creative. And that's basically what that book is about, like being compassionate and practicing patience and experiencing more love in your life, basically.
Hmm. Sounds like a good book.
It's nice, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Were you gonna bring out another book?
Oh, so A New Earth is probably the best book I've ever read by Eckhart Tolle.
A New Earth, Eckhart Tolle.
Yeah.
Okay, so and what's this about? What's this book about?
So Eckhart Tolle is, wow, I don't even know where to start with him, basically. If you Google him, he's basically like one of these people who are homeless, just riddled with anxiety, and he teaches people how to get back fully into the present. And um, it's basically like the art of happiness as well, but this is way more detailed and way more aimed at people who are living right now, and for people people who are really busy like us in London. But there's so much more to it than that, and I'm not even going to do it any justice by trying to explain. But I can't recommend The New Earth enough, really.
But obviously you've been getting a lot out of it, out of the two books.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good.
This one I've read twice, and I'll probably read it a third time as well.
What have you gotten out? So you've gotten quite a lot out of it, like any like a few things. What things have you gained or learned from it
What I like
yourself?
about this one, just one of the things, is that when it teaches you how to experience joy in the present moment, it sort of teaches you how you can incorporate that with your artistic creativity as well. So how you can basically put yourself into the flow and create better work, and for longer as well. So I think that's really good as an artist, for
Most
sure.
definitely, most
Yeah.
definitely. Yeah, that sounds like a really good book.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Is that it? Any more books?
I mean, I've got all my pottery ones,
Yeah,
the books of a few artists who I'm inspired by. Just looking at my bookshelf now.
yeah.
But this is definitely my favourite, and The Art of Happiness is the one I'm reading currently.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, that's really good, actually. That's really good. So you got some book recommendations for the viewers here now. Yeah. So is there anything else? So how have your like friends or family been dealing with it? And how are you actually? You good? You okay? And everything?
Yeah, so my friends and family, my friends are basically the same as me. Like, we miss each other so much, and we want to see each other, and we want to see our families. But
Mhm.
my friends are also very creative, and they're using the time, seeing it as an opportunity to do the things that they wouldn't usually, and to, yeah, get back to some things that they maybe haven't finished, that they've always wanted to finish. So they're using the time, and remaining positive as well. And most of them live in Brighton, so they can walk along the beach.
Mm,
So they're quite lucky. Yeah, my family, they're doing good. I mean, they're worried about their kids like getting COVID-19 and stuff, but other than that, they're doing well. I think they're quite happy to slow down and stop working a little bit. Um, so yeah, and I'm doing really well as well. So I'm keeping busy with lots of work. I have more work than I thought I would. I thought I would be like, oh my god, what do I do? But there's lots of stuff coming in and lots of things to get on with. So I'm really happy about that. And I feel like an underlying like hum of anxiety here and there, throughout the day, and I think that's sort of what I can feel. Um, just I can sort of just feel everyone else's emotions around. Like, there's a lot of fear, um, and yeah, basically just feeling people's fear. But again, taking the advice from the people, in the books, just getting back to yourself. What's going on right now? Everything is completely fine. I'm healthy. I've got lots of exciting ideas and projects to be getting on with, and I feel really grateful that um, my career will be pushed after this, and I'm growing as an artist still. So yeah, it's good.
that's really encouraging to hear. It's really good. So for the people out there who want to learn more about you, could you name your website, your Instagram, for people to follow your work?
Yeah, sure. So the ceramics Instagram and website, again, are being made, and they'll hopefully be ready around June. But my art model page on Instagram is AML, or sorry, AM and then life model. So no spaces or anything, just AM life model. So that's like Annie Lyla. And I have some work on my private account, which is Annie, ANNIE, and then M for May, and then Lyle, LYLE. And then my website for my art workshops is thebluelilyeventsco.com. And Lily has 2 L's. And then that's the same for the Instagram as well, but without the at the beginning. So that will be Blue Lily Events Co. on Instagram.
That's amazing. That's good. So for anyone out there that's like struggling or maybe a bit stressed out, could you give them any like tips or advice?
Yeah, for sure. I think for people who don't really work on their own hobbies so much, I think now is such a good time to start. And just doing one tiny thing, like one little drawing or one little dance, you'll probably be so pleased with yourself to do it, and it will have a snowball effect as well. You'll want to do it more, and then in a couple years time you're making these huge drawings, or you've performed a dance in front of 10 people, let's say. It's just these baby steps, I think, that are really good for people who don't really know what to do with themselves, or for people who don't really know what they're good at. Now is such a good time to explore, like, oh, maybe I'll enjoy trying a bit of gymnastics on YouTube, or maybe I'll start some yoga. I think, yeah, it's a really good time to work on you and try meditating as well. And I think what really helps me is writing a list of what does my job mean to me? Where do I want my career to be in 5 years' time? What are the 5 most important things in my life? What do I love about me the most? What could I improve? How can I share and show more love to the world and to the people around me all the time? And I think, especially doing that list every week or every month, or the gratitude list every day, even, but I think it's things like that that are going to really get people through and that are really helping me, especially. So.
Oh, that's sound advice there. I appreciate that, Annie. Yeah, so Annie, thank you very much for your time.
Yeah, thank
Uh,
you so much for having me.
you're welcome. It's my pleasure. And enjoy the rest of your day. Obviously, take care, stay safe. And
Yeah,
yeah, so see you soon. Yeah, all right.
yeah. See you soon.
All right. All right. Take care. Bye.